Item 2.05, recognitions. Ms. McCurdy.
Good morning. I'm Carol Ann McCurdy, Director of Partnerships, Development, and Marketing, and I'm here today to introduce our board recognition. Before we begin, I'd like to ask the board and Dr. Arlotto to please come forward. Members of the board and Dr. Arlotto, today we are thrilled to recognize 14 parents and community members who have spent many hours over the last 2 months participating in our 6th annual International Parent and Community Leadership Academy. The goal of the Academy is simple: to improve communication with international families and, equally important, to diversify the pool of leaders in our schools and in our communities so that we can better support the academic achievement of all of our students. Not surprisingly, our community engagement surveys have shown this to be a need for our school system, and initiatives such as this one have gone a long way toward building the bridges that are so crucial for our students. Our participants in this academy represent 12 different nationalities and speak 11 different languages. Throughout the sessions, they have learned about each other and how the education system works in this country, and specifically here in AACPS. As is the case every year, we have learned as much from them as they have from us. Together, we have worked hard to develop necessary leadership skills, made progress toward becoming culturally proficient leaders, and discussed at length the many challenges facing immigrant students and their families. The work, of course, will continue far beyond today, but I am pleased to tell you that all of our participants plan to pursue at least one leadership opportunity in the future. And now I'd like to invite Laura Gardner to introduce our class members, who will come forward as their names are announced.
All right, we're going to start on this side. So first, I'm going to invite Mai No from Vietnam up to the front. Come on up, Mai. Want to walk around? Yeah. Next, we have Humaira Saeed from Pakistan. And then we have Aisha Bohm from Uzbekistan. No, Kazakhstan. Oh, Kazakhstan, so close. Next, we have Rudwan Abu Ruman from Jordan. We have Angela Nambiar from Colombia. Deyanida Feliz from Dominican Republic, right? Yes. Joaquin Corradini from Argentina. Okay. We have Gisela Ruiz de Castilla from Peru. Jennifer Calabro with Cuban roots. Paula Unger from Peru. Where are we at? We have Chung Lindsay from Korea. And Youngmi Lee from Korea. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Joe Hudson, who could not be here with us today. He's the Hispanic liaison to the Annapolis Police, but was unfortunately called to federal court. So I think, did we get everybody? All right, well, let's give a round of applause to all of our applicants. We'll do a picture? Okay, I think now we'll take a picture.
All right. We'll take 3 photos, everyone, okay? Keep looking this way, big smile, that looks good. Good one. And one more shot, everybody. Great, thank you.
Next, we have Educator of the Month, Mrs. Hummer.
Many schools across the United States are testing out an alternative to the way classrooms have been arranged for decades, where students typically spend up to 2/3 of their day sitting. One teacher commented, "I started thinking about how many times a day I ask my students to sit down or to stay seated, and yet being sedentary all day seated at desk might not be the best way to learn." With that in mind, the Board of Education would like to recognize an educator in our school system who really teaches his students to think on their feet. Chris Wukich, 7th grade social studies teacher at Meade Middle School, had an innovative idea one day, and after a brainstorming session with the school's tech ed teacher, came up with the ever-popular Wookie. Mr. Wukich's Wookie is simply a stack of milk crates with a hard desktop attached so that students can stand at their desk and learn. Teachers at the school have said that the Wookie has promoted positive changes in the growth of the students as it allows them to learn in a way that was not available to them before. A stand-up desk offers many benefits for health, comfort, and ergonomics. Using one can make you more alert, energetic, and focused on the task at hand. It also encourages you to stay active throughout the day, as movement is a good way to stay fit and healthy during the school day. Chris Wukich always has the children's best interests at heart at all times. He knows that standing throughout the day increases blood circulation and thus alertness. Studies have shown that children, no matter their age, pay more attention when they aren't sitting for long periods of time. If you want productive and focused students in your classroom, assign them a Wookie. Chris Wukich, you are on the cutting edge of classroom innovation. Study after study across America and Canada have shown the benefits of the stand-up desk for students. Your Wookies have become a very popular idea amongst the students at Meade Middle, and staff at the school have become excited with the prospect of using Wookies in their classroom. We understand that the Wookies can be shown to all schools within the district, and easy-to-follow videos can be made to help other schools give children the option to stand and learn so they don't feel restricted to simply sitting. So hopefully other schools will stand up for themselves and jump on the Wookie bandwagon. On a personal note, Mr. Wukich taught my twins last year, so I know that he's an excellent teacher all the way around, Wookies and everything. On behalf of the Board of Education and the students, teachers, and staff of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, we are pleased to recognize you Educator of the Month for May 2016. Congratulations. Please join me up front. You have to talk about Wookies?
No.
Well, you do have to talk to each other. Who else here? Just close you. You have a little, little paparazzi.
Yeah, got Crystal, Christine Friedman, Paul One, Adele Guerin, Melody Neal, Language Arts. That's it.
Well, you have a bell, so now you can call them in
Can I
line.
use that in school?
You can,
All
to
right.
get them to their Wookies.
All right.
You can have it there. So
Okay.
here you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Item 2.07 is Employee of the Month, Mrs. Sasso.
It has been 33 years since Congress declared the month of May National Physical Fitness and Sports Month in America. And there can't be a better time to celebrate physical activity as the warm weather and sunshine make their way into our lives. There also can't be a better time for the Board of Education to recognize an employee in our school system who keeps the Office of Athletics and the coordination of coaching and extracurricular club contracts running like a well-oiled machine. Kay Paulford is tasked with coordinating, coaching, and extracurricular contracts for AACPS. Contract specialists work with administrators, secretaries, and athletic departments at each of the 121 schools across the country to manage the county, to manage the more than 1,500 extracurricular club activity advisors and coaches. In doing so, Kay supports the school system by communicating guidelines, establishing and maintaining rosters, issuing season contracts, completing the verification process, and issuing payment to the advisors and coaches. Kay is extremely thorough, thoughtful, and organized in her approach to this work. She has managed transitions in software systems and protocol with a sense of detail and pride in doing the job perfectly. Additionally, Kay brings to her job an institutional knowledge base that is invaluable. When the Office of Athletics is often faced with questions about unique circumstances, Kay is always there to cite precedent and provide supporting documentation. After having retired from teaching PE for many years at Glen Burnie High School, Kay Pulford began working in the Office of Athletics over 11 years ago. Throughout her time, she has been a consistent presence, offering support and training to many others who have come through the office, remaining steadfast and diligent in ensuring all procedures are followed. Kay has a great sense of humor, a fun personality, and an ability to balance the behind-the-scenes detailed nature of her work with a sense of the overall picture of athletics in our county. Her work as a contract specialist impacts classrooms instruction by providing the necessary support to schools to offer a wide variety of after-school programs that keep students engaged in their educational process. AACPS would simply not be able to offer all of the athletic and extracurricular programs were it not for the hard work and dedication of this amazing employee. Those who have been working at the board for some time know Kay Pulford. She zips around the Parham building, working with many departments to connect the dots needed in order to get coaches and club advisors under contract throughout the county. Kay Pulford, you take professionalism to a new level, seeing the standard for your entire department. You work hard at building relationships, and it pays off. You go above and beyond, working late hours in the evening, early hours in the mornings, and on weekends to ensure all coaches and club advisors are under contract and receive payment in a timely fashion. So for these reasons and more, the Board of Education is honored to recognize you as Employee of the Month for May 2016. Congratulations. Please join me up front. Okay, Kay, what did they tell you to get over here?
I had to show up at the board meeting in order to support Clayton Clark in reference to contracts.
Yeah, right. Okay. And who is here? Because you got a lot of applause.
Over here. Stand up, please.
Thank you for bringing her over, Clayton. Now you have the bell to ring.
To ring it, keep them in line.
And keep them in line. Thank you very much for your service. Thank you very much.
And now we have Volunteer of the Month, Mrs. Birch.
Thank you. When an entire middle school science department nominates their star volunteer for our Volunteer of the Month award, we take notice. When their nomination is also endorsed by all 3 administrators and the special education department, we know this must be a serious contender. Today, the Board of Education is proud to join the grateful staff of Arundel Middle School to honor Mrs. Sandy Vogel as May's Volunteer of the Month. Mrs. Vogel, a devoted parent volunteer, has impacted the Arundel Middle School students, teachers, and community with her enthusiastic involvement for 3 years. For the past 2 years, Mrs. Vogel has been instrumental in Arundel Middle's effort to meet the school's goal to develop positive teacher, staff, and parent relationships. As the school's volunteer coordinator, she warmly recruits volunteers and coordinates schedules to ensure events are fully staffed and teachers' requests are fulfilled. In this role, Mrs. Vogel realized a need for an efficient system for classroom teachers to communicate their needs to volunteers, so she established one. When the staff learned that it was Mrs. Vogel who was organizing this project, they knew it was destined to be a success. As usual, she effectively delivered clear instructions for the new system to staff and volunteers and provided regular revision updates. As a result, more Arundel Middle School families know their involvement is welcomed and they share a greater connection to the school community. In addition to tackling large projects, Mrs. Vogel contributes countless hours each week to making copies, organizing classroom materials and lab equipment, or whatever tasks teachers request of her. They know they can depend on her to complete even the most mundane tasks with meticulous attention to detail. While her workload can be tedious and time-consuming, Mrs. Vogel always welcomes each opportunity to provide teachers with more time to focus on their students. As an active member of the Parent-Teacher Association and School Advisory Committee, Mrs. Vogel is a vital asset to the AMS family. She attends meetings and other in-school functions, participates in team-building activities, and even hosts summer staff parties at her house. The opinions and suggestions she shares from her parents' perspective are highly regarded and are a testament to how deeply the faculty and staff value their relationship with Mrs. Vogel. It is for all of these reasons that the faculty, staff, and administrators of Arundel Middle School wholeheartedly nominated Sandy Vogel for Volunteer of the Month Award. Thank you, Mrs. Sandy Vogel. Would you please come forward? With great appreciation, I would like to present this Volunteer of the Month certificate and bell to you. So, Sandy, how did we get you here today?
I was told I was listening to something about the science fair projects.
And of course you came.
And that I wouldn't have to talk. But I think they embellished a little bit.
About the not talking. I'm sure they didn't embellish on that application
Yeah, they
at all.
probably did.
Now, I'm guessing that those are all things that you do, but it sounds good when it's all put together, doesn't it?
It does. It's a little something.
But thank you very much. You do wonderful things for the kids at your school, and we really do appreciate everything that you do. So who tricked you into coming here today?
Zachary Jones.
Okay, Mr. Jones. All right. She's going to get you back at some point.
Yes.
You know that, right?
He knows.
But thank you very much for all that you do. Here is a certificate and a bell for you, so you can call them.
I'll bring it on Tuesdays.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lauren Gray Hawkins, and welcome to Behind the Scenes, where we recognize the employees who work hard each and every day to support our AACPS students and families outside the classroom.
I wish that people knew that it's not just, easy, because anybody's job, it's not just what you see on the outside. They do prepare the food, they do things like that, and I want them, I would like people to see that they work hard to, feed us every day.
I think it's funny because as a child, I always thought about the cafeteria lady, and that's not always the case. Sometimes the cafeteria manager is a man in a suit in the background, and that's been kind of a neat experience because that job is not just something of passing a tray across the counter. They're constantly managing money and people and resources.
I think people just think, oh, they're just giving us lunch, but really they work really hard for us.
most of the time they have like a variety of fruits that are all together. So it's like strawberries, kiwi, bananas, honeydew melon, and it's really good. I love the fruit because it's always fresh.
I like the taste of the rainbow program because you get to try all different kinds of foods that are different colors, like tomato, you get to try onions, you get to try cucumbers, carrots, all kinds of stuff.
I see quite a few choices, and over the years, as my 10th year in Anne Arundel County, I've seen a lot more choice, which includes a lot more color on the plate, so a lot more healthy choice. And also I've heard the kids say to themselves that, you know, the lunches have become more varied, and they do appreciate that. And I think that kind of appreciation is what we're talking about, is they're getting to recognize that they are making decisions based on their health first.
I like it when they have Brussels sprouts, and I like it when they have the pizza or the tacos. And it is very good because Brussels sprouts are very healthy, and sometimes they do have baby carrots, and that's good for you because it gives you a better eyesight.
There are some kids that pick specific lines in the cafeteria because they know that manager is in that line, or that food service worker is in that line, and they go, you know, hey, Mr. Michael, it's great to see you, or, you know, they develop relationships with kids. It's not just about handing them a tray. It's about knowing the kids and knowing what they need. Sometimes it's food, but also sometimes it's a conversation, and I think that there are very specific ones that do that on a regular basis.
Well, I just say hi to them, and then whenever I pass them, I say, I'll see you next time I buy lunch.
They greet you and they talk to you, and if the more you go in the line, the more they get to know you, the more fun they get.
I actually enjoy buying lunch here. The people that work in the cafeteria, I go to the same line every day, so the lunch lady that I go to, she's very nice, and you know, she never minds anything that you want. I've tried a lot of the teriyaki chicken, because some of it, you know, it looks just like, I don't know if this is good, but then you try it, and like I said, the lunch lady, she's very nice, so she's always like, just try it, it tastes great. And so I try it because I don't mind trying new things.
I like trying new food at the cafeteria because my second grade teacher, I have it on my wall, and it says, winter is a risk taker.
Some lunch ladies ask about our day, like, are you okay? Because if they see a sad face, they're like, oh, do you need some help? Or they try to, like, if you ask for extra fries, sometimes they give you the extra fries. So they're important to the whole school because they bring the atmosphere around of a better day, because they're just ready to serve us and they're ready to do their job in a helpful way.
I think a lot of times as a lunch manager, they have a unique ability to kind of know a student's background. They know whether kids are on free and reduced meals sometimes. They know whether it's you know, a specific situation, or if their balances are negative, and those are things that teachers don't get to see on a daily basis. And so those managers really know those kids sometimes on a more intimate level than a teacher would in a classroom. And so I think they're able to approach students compassionately, that they understand that there are situations at home that they may not be able to address here, but at least we can have for an hour, you know, a way to kind of spice up your day and make them smile. I think it's just great that their domain is not the cafeteria. Like, they are really all throughout the building on a regular basis delivering food to classrooms. They're in the bus lot with me, smiling every morning. Sometimes they're on the radio before I am, talking about a situation that, you know, needs to be addressed, or something great that's happening. And I just think it's great that they are not just behind a counter. I really feel like our managers have been out and about addressing needs on a regular basis, and just another smiling face, a relatable face in the school building.
I think they have an impact to the, you know, community, because like I said, they offer lunches and breakfast during the summer, which is actually free to the community. And I think that's great because they don't mind feeding people that would need it, you know?
I remember one day the kids were saying, we've never seen this before, and that's what you hear a lot of times, is that I think, that's impactful to show how much good the school does is by providing these things. Vegetables such as, tomatoes, lettuce for salad, even yams. So, I mean, it was varied, milk, corn, you had plenty of choices, and I think that was, again, really affecting what they would ask for at home, because they never had it before. Now that they've had it at school, it kind of expands their horizon of what's possible in the grocery store.
I wish that they knew that they're actually here to help instead of them just being lunch ladies and serve. I want them to know that they're not just here to just give you your food and be done with their day. They're here to actually help and make lunch a better, brighter day of your day in school. So I want them to know that.
If you never tried school lunch, you should try it because it's very good and nutritious, and you can try new things. Like if you never tried like pickles, they will serve you pickles and you'll try it and you'll see that's really good.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Porter. Anne Arundel County Public Schools Department of Transportation is raising the level of awareness for the safety of your children as we transport them to and from school. When a school bus stops to load students, as a driver, this is what you will see. At 150 feet, the bus will activate hazard lights. At 100 feet, the bus driver will activate the amber lights. They will start slowing down. At 10 feet before the bus stops, they will turn on the red bus lights. Their stop sign will come out, and students will begin to load. Once all students are on board safely, the bus driver will turn off red lights and move forward. At this time, it is safe for the motorist to resume movement.